So for the next 2 days, we're going to be talking about AI. Isn't that exciting? No, really, is it really exciting? Aren't you sick of it? I mean, seriously. For the past 2 years, we wake up in the morning, we go to work, we come home, everything's AI enabled, supposedly. Everything is AI. And I just go, oh, I'm tired of it now. Enough. We're in Dallas, we're in Texas, the land of rodeo and barbecue. And I think there is no AI in either one of those yet. So surely there's got to be something better, somewhere better for us to be and have fun. Let's ask Google. Google, where's the funnest, best place to be in Texas this week?
The best place to be in Texas this week is TM Forum's Innovate Americas.
All right. And they say there's no bias in AI, right? If some of the, of course, some of the brightest people in our industry are together for 2 days to talk about it, of course it thinks it's the best place to be. But seriously, there's a lot of hype also, right? When you think about, all the news clippings the past few years, if you read them all, from doomsday scenario, AI taking over, destroying all humanity, enslaving all of us, i.e. Terminator, all the way to solving world hunger and everything AI-enabled, wonderful world, i.e. Jetsons, right? Everything is in between is there. And I'm telling you, some of them is true. AI has been taking jobs away. It's true for many, many years. What we don't talk about is all the jobs that AI has created for us. And it keeps on doing that going forward. We evolve. That's the way it is. I'm not so sure about solving marital issues anytime soon. That may be a hype, but I tell you what resonates with me is this one. Of course, we have AI-enabled bots that vacuum our homes and mow our lawns, and I think this is not too far away. But the gist of it is something else. The message is something else. We want AI to do the rudimentary, easy stuff that we don't want to do so that we can free up the most valuable commodity that we have, time, to pursue our passions, to be productive the way we want to be. And I think that's where AI can be really something fantastic. And it has been. So the topic of conversation today is, okay, there's a lot of hype and there's reality. How does Verizon differentiate between the two? What do we do? What process do we follow? And that's what I want to talk to you about today. Now, when I read this, I always think about our company slogan. We power and empower how people live, work, and play. Now, we are all in the same industry, telecom, technology. Our problems are pretty much the same. Our challenges are pretty much the same. We have customer experience we want to enhance, network outages that we want to reduce, and the list goes on and on and on and on. So it's not about the why and the what. I think that we have in common. What differentiates us a little bit is the how. And I want to talk about the how that Verizon takes to separate and to look at how we tackle realities of AI. Our journey started the same way as the rest of you. Many, many years ago, we've been actually, better part of a decade, we've been dealing with AI at Verizon. And the way we did it was, like the rest of you, we looked at bespoke solutions for specific problems. Oh, this is a great, use case that we could tackle our using AI and solve this problem. But the problem is that's not scalable. To handle the scale of a large problem that is not so small and you can't break it down so easily, you need a little bit more than just bespoke solutions. So we wanted to do two things. We wanted to industrialize AI across Verizon. And on top of that, we wanted to be part of our DNA, part of our fabric, not just in IT department, but the entire Verizon. That was very important to us. So how did we do this? We followed a very, very rigorous process across the whole enterprise. And I'll give you an example of that one. It was about 2 years ago when OpenAI came up with GPT-4 and the whole world kind of exploded, welcoming ChatGPT and welcoming generative AI. And of course, we wanted to also understand and harness that technology for our customers, our employees. So we looked at all of our partner ecosystems, and we gathered the best in class, best expertise, and we brought them into Verizon, and we started brain draining them. I think some of them are maybe sitting in this room. To really learn, understand what's the art of the possible with this technology. We also took all of our executives through it. The leaders of the organization should be all in. They have to understand the art of the possible and lead the organization through it. Again, not just from IT, but the whole organization. So we did that. Once we got that kind of down, we started actually putting our arms around, okay, this is what we're looking at. This is how we can help. So what we did was we started looking at the landscape, looking at the best technologies, the best companies that we could partner with to bring that technology in. And then we did a lot of proof of concepts, a lot, last year. It wasn't so much about apps, right? As I mentioned, we're not looking to solve a specific problem. When you think about enhancing customer experience, many, many things have to fall in place. From your network experience to when they call the customer to when they get the bill and it's understandable, from the product being a simple product to understand and is tailored to their needs. These are all contributors. And then many, many things, by the way, contributors to a customer experience, enhanced customer experience. So our proof of concept was more how it applied to our platforms, the platforms that we want to build. And then from there, we started building this next generation capabilities in our landscape, in our platforms. That was kind of the process, stepwise process that we took for the past couple of years as it pertains to Gen AI. But in other AI, the past few years, that's been kind of our journey. Making sure we understand, we focus on technologies that bring the most benefit to the communities that we serve. Now, I talked about DNA, part of our DNA. What do we need to be part of a DNA? We need two things. We need a very educated workforce. People need to know, they need to be not all subject matter expert, but they have to, as much as it applies to them, understand what the art of the possible is. And the second thing we need is empowerment. Empowering our employees to utilize that and to be innovative, bring in solutions to our everyday problems. Now, how did we do that? We actually took every single person in IT department through Gen AI training. We also added many courses in our learning portal for all employees, not just IT, to learn Gen AI to the extent that they want to, as deep as they want to go. So those two things are helping us. We're not there yet, but are helping us to get us through the journey of making DNA part of, making AI part of our fabric, part of our DNA. Now, we did a comprehensive evaluation of many, many systems and platforms that are foundational to Gen AI. From identifying the solutions and foundational models, the building blocks, all the way to enhancing platforms and functionalities to enhance user experience. We went through all that stuff. We went through and looked at not only like LLMs and SLMs and the ecosystem around it, but how those things could come together to achieve our goals of building this platform that couldn't just solve the problems of today, but generationally in the future. Give you some examples. Of course, in the marketing area, we leverage AI to customize. I go back a little bit. You remember when we used to send mail, the same exact message to every single customer across the nation. That was very efficient, wasn't it? So we don't do that anymore. So what we do now, we use the power of Gen AI to personalize, to understand the ecosystem of the customer. It used to be in our industry that, when you had a household, the household was your customer. This is no longer the case. A household of a 2 parents and a couple of children is now a household of 4 customers, because every single one of them have different needs. So tailoring our marketing and our messages and our emails to those individuals is very, very important. We also created a single search engine for all of our employees and also some of our customers so that they could ask natural language questions and get really tailored and specific answers. We also equipped our employees with a lot of Gen AI tools to actually save time, summarizing emails. When they go to a meeting and they're late to a meeting, they can summarize the meeting so far so they can catch up pretty quickly. Those are some of the tools that we've brought in, and we're allowing our employees to use it. And so far, good feedback coming from them. Some of the other examples, we created personalized product recommendations. We tailored content and targeted marketing to our companies. The network experience is something that is close to everybody's heart in this room, making sure that actually problems are resolved, identified before they actually happen. So we've done quite a bit of that work. We also are using AI to better spend our capital for our network. You know, we have a big budget for network, but it's never big. No matter how much money they give, it's not enough because it's a big network and there's not enough budget to solve all the issues. But so how do you prioritize that? Of course, we have a lot of very smart people who can do that, but now we harness AI's power to identify those things and solve those problems. And of course, AI business operations. We've been automating, using AI, using infobots to automate a lot of the stuff that we used to be doing. That's kind of going back to the dishwashing and laundry for the household. That's the equivalent of that in the business for us. So hopefully by now you kind of have a glance, a little bit of an idea as to what we do in terms of how we get to separating this whole reality and separating the hype. But am I saying the hype is bad? No, I think the hype is good, except for the doomsday stuff. That is not good. But the rest of it is pretty good. The hype is okay. Because yesterday's hype is today's reality. And I want to invite you all to keep creating that hype, because today's hype will be tomorrow's reality. Thank you.